I understand that you took out a loan. What I want to see is him acknowledging, other than what I've seen so far, listen to me, I don't need it from you. I need it from him. Do you understand? So sit on your hands. Don't raise your hand again.
Exactly.
Got it? It would have been sometime in March if he paid you in April.
Your Honor, if you click on these are all regarding the loan.
Great. Show it to Bird. He knows how to click. I don't know how to click.
So just click on it and then you can arrow back. So the first one is from, you can just go through here.
Things were going so well. I'm not touching it. You didn't loan me any money, you psycho. I don't have a loan through you. I loaned you money, and in February and March, plus $6,500 you owe for the loan. You've damaged my credit. You didn't loan me any money, you psycho. Is there a thing here? I didn't loan you any money. Okay, well, it certainly appears, sir, that you didn't like each other at some point. Okay. Now I'm going to hear what you have to say. Tell me who you are.
My name's Christina, and I've worked with Sarah for 10 years. I witnessed Mr. Wood twice in the summer of 2015 come by our office. One time I was inside, and I witnessed him hand her money out the driver's window of his pickup. She went right after that and told me she was running to make the loan payment. And I also witnessed him come into our office one day, and she said, "Do you have my money for the loan payment?" And he said, "Later, afterwards."
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I've gone to her work numerous times. She gives me boxes of gloves at a wholesale cost.
You
I
owe
pay
her the
for
money.
gloves. No. Okay, I don't owe her any money.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You do.
Yeah.
You owe the...
I paid to get her
Let's
windows
do it
tinted.
and talk fast.
I'm sorry?
Let's do it and talk fast.
Oh, well, it wouldn't cut me off. I'd be able to talk fast.
What did he just say?
If you didn't cut him off, maybe he'd talk fast.
Okay, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Your counterclaim's dismissed.
Wow.
Parties are excused and they step out.
Right.
Good move.
It's case number 194 in the county, the matter of Campbell versus Manning.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat, huh?
Ms. Campbell, I would like you to explain to me the dynamic in your home. From what I gather from the complaint that you filed, you have young children. How many?
I have 4 children.
And what are their ages?
8, 9, almost 14, and 19.
And at some point, you decided to open up your house for teenagers.
Yes.
Who, for some reason, were not living with their families.
Correct.
When did you decide to do that?
When my son turned 18, he had some friends who were in that transitional period. His best friend, Julian, who is the witness for the defendant, he was staying over a lot. Then he had a couple friends who either didn't want to stay at home or couldn't be at home because their parents wouldn't allow them to be at home after the age of 18. So I started out with about 2 or 3 kids, and then over time, multiple children started coming in and out. We, of course, had to kick some out because of their behavior.
I have to tell you, that sounds really odd to me.
Wasn't what I thought. My husband is a youth counselor, had worked for years with juvenile youth, so it's kind of our nature to do that. When I was a young kid, I didn't live with my parents, and I had people who took me in from the time I was 16 on, so.
And how did you pay for these children?
Both my husband and I work, and we just did whatever we needed to do to make sure we made ends meet.
And give me the range of these children.
They were all around 18 and 19, right with my son's age.
So they were adults?
Yes, absolutely.
Did they work?
Some did, some did not.
The ones that worked, did they contribute to the household?
No, not really. I made them pay for their own things, but not really to the household.
When you say their own things, their own clothes and
right.
Those things. Now, when did Miss Manning come to live with you?
She came, it was about December, could have been January, but I believe it was in December.
Of 2014?
2014, correct.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Why weren't you living at home?
I stopped living with my parents when I was 17. Right after I graduated, I moved in with my grandparents. Then I had some personal issues happen, and then I moved in with a friend, and then that didn't work out, and then she allowed me to move in with her.
How did you meet her?
My ex-best friend was living with her at the time.
How many other young people were living with her?
Probably 9. I think there was 16 of us in under one household.
Is that true?
No, we never had that many.
Okay. So this is what this case is about. You claim that at some point you purchased a second old car so that the young people who were living with you could do things for you. You know, take your young children to and from where they had to be, run errands, which all sounds very reasonable since they're living and not paying rent. You weren't paying rent, is that right?
No, but I did pay for groceries sometimes.
That's okay, but you weren't paying for rent.
No.
Were you working besides?
Yes, I was.
Full-time?
Part-time, but I worked almost every single day.
Okay. And then whatever happened, happened, and you moved out?
Yes.
And when you moved out, you took the car?
Yes.
The car is titled in whose name?
Mine.
Is it titled in your name?
Yes, and I have a
I'd like to
picture
see
of the
it.
title.
Your Honor, I've never seen the title from the time we purchased it. My husband went and picked up the car, and I've never even seen the title. It was never given to me.
What kind of car is it?
1994 Honda Accord, white.
That's this car.
Yeah, it's definitely that car.
Your Honor, I also have a text message the day before that from that title of her saying it is my car.
Just to say, well, I'd like to see that too, because that's what your case is about. You want your car back.
Right.
Well, it's her car.
Well, she took the title. When my husband picked up the car, he had put everything in the car with, she wasn't there when the car was purchased. And so when he went to go pick up the car, he gave the paperwork.
Just a second. Who's the husband? You want to tell me how the car got into her name?
The day on the 10th when we went to go pick up the car, Aspen wasn't there. And when I paid for the car, the person we purchased the car from, in front of him, I told him to put all the paperwork in the glove box so Annetta can take care of all the information and all the paperwork regarding the car.
And the car was purchased on what date?
The 10th,
10th of what?
April.
What year?
2015.
And when did you leave the house?
I left June 1st, I believe.
June 2nd.
Well, if you buy the car, did you register it? Did you went, purchased the car. How much did you pay for the car?
$1,800.
Now, you have other cars in your house.
Yes.
I assume that those cars are registered.
Yes.
How many other cars do you have?
Yeah.
At the time, we had one, and then when we bought that one, that was two.
So the other car is registered.
Yes.
In whose name?
In Annetta's name.
When did you purchase that car?
2014.
No, 15.
15.
It was my car.
What kind of car is that?
It's a 2007 Kia Spectra.
Did you register the car?
I had purchased it not too long before we got this car, and I had actually sent Aspen with the money to go register it for me, which we did often with my son. Because of our work hours, it was very difficult for us to make it to the DMV. So we actually had Aspen register my car, which went fine.
Which was fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have a registered car that's insured.
Correct.
And you added it to your insurance policy.
Correct.
And you communicate with your husband. Now you know you have two cars. And what did you do about registering this car?
We did the same thing. I gave the money to Aspen to go and register it because of our work hours again. So just like I had done a few days prior, and I have the text
So you
message.
bought two cars at the same time?
No, my car was bought about a week or two prior to this.
So before that you had no cars?
We had one car that was my son's we were using because the witness for the defendant had actually crashed to the car that we did have. So we were down to one vehicle.
They had another car. It was an Accord, and they got it repoed.
That was my son's car.
For me in the morning, it was late again. I put gas in your car. That doesn't say it's your car. I have a question for you. Question. Look at me. Question. And I'll get to you in a second. Who do you live with now?
I live in my own house now.
Where does he live?
He lives with me.
Who went to the DMV to register their car?
I did.
And how did that transaction go? She gave you money, and you went to the DMV, right, and you registered the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. How much after you registered that car did you register this car?
I registered that car, I believe, 5 days after we got it. So, and I believe it was a couple weeks after.
Now you're going to explain to me, because now I'm beginning to get it.
Okay.
Now you're going to explain to me, because this means nothing, why he gave you a $1,500 present.
Honestly, I'm not sure. They sat us down and said that they were going to buy everyone a car, and then Annette sat me down by myself and said that it was going to be for me. She wanted me to put my name on the title and the registration, and so I did. And I have text messages.
Just a second. Show me proof of insurance.
I don't have it.
I do.
You don't have it because?
She was paying for the insurance.
So let me explain something to you, madam. I am notifying the Department of Motor Vehicles that you fraudulently registered this car, and they're going to change the title, and then they're going to have the police come to your house and pick up the car and maybe charge you with fraud. Do you understand? I want you to follow me, follow my eyes. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to give you a choice. Either you sign the title over to these people because
इसी तरह वीडियोस के लिए हमारे चैनल को लाइक, सब्सक्राइब और बेल का आइकन दबा दीजिए।